going to be short. Good morning. But I was on my way to go work out, and I was just praying and talking to God, and it hit me something that I thought was pretty thoughtful, and I thought I would just do a quick share, which was I was thanking God for the ability to not age out of curiosity and not age out of wonder, and still be open to consideration for other views, consideration for other options. And I thought about the fact that people always want to be different or do something different, right? People want a different life. People want, new opportunities. People want a lot of stuff, but people aren't open to considering that some of what they want might require them to be different, might require them to consider another option, another way, and that consideration and way might be them. It's easy to want to live a different life or have something different. My husband calls it the more better life, the more better life than you already have. The bigger house, the better car, the bigger account, better credit, better, more travel, more stuff, more, upgrade the type of partner that you want. But everybody wants to, not everybody, but most people want the more better without ever having to consider that they may have to level up as well. They have to be open to also being part of whatever that is that they want. Right? Like my journey from being a lifelong employee to being an entrepreneur has required me not my situation, not my bank account, not my location, not any of that. It is required without fail a change in me. To make that transition, it has required a hell of a lot from me. And I don't mean work, I don't mean time, I don't mean any of the things that you would think, or any of the things that I thought when I started this. But it has taken 1,000% from me as a person, me internally. I have had some of the grandest aha moments in the last 6 or 7 months. Probably I could even say in the last 3 months. The transition has been pretty amazing for me and completely unexpected. That I would have to do a complete 180 in the way I thought about me, in the way I showed up for me, which all of that has required me it's requiring me to do all this just so that I can be an entrepreneur and potentially be a successful entrepreneur, doing this, posting, opening myself up, considering the fact that I was not going to be able to do what it is that I wanted to do, or do it in the way that I was supposed to do it, that I was called to do it in the mindset that I was in. Being the person that I was going to be required. I was required, not going to be. I was required to be different. I was required to be different, to show up differently, to think differently about everything. And it wasn't something I expected. It was 100% something I did not expect. 100% something I did not expect. And 100% a necessary change. And I think that a lot of people today are not, we want, I wanted to, to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to leave corporate America. I wanted to own my own schedule. So I want to own my own schedule. I want to own my own day. But I never considered the cost it was going to cost me to do that. Like what I was going to have to, I'm not going to say give up, but I was going to have to dig deep into areas of my life and me that I never thought were going to be necessary for me to do that. Like it was just going to be, I was just going to do it, right? I was just going to just change hats. It was not big of a deal. Like, and it has required so much of me. And I'm thankful that I took the challenge to go down this path and go through this journey of a new level of self-discovery, a new level of who I am and what I need to be and how I think about things and how I think about, it was, again, it has been all about me, right? It has been all about how I show up for me and how I think about me in this role, my confidence, my worthiness, my understanding of who I am outside of a system that I never quite fully thought I was in until I got out, and then I realized how in that system I was, and not only how in that system I was, but how much I depended on that system. And the realization that the cord that I thought was never really there was really heavily there. And how you talk to people and you engage, which is my favorite thing to do, is chit chat with people and talk to people and engage with people. And how much people want something different in their lives, and they want something different in who they are and what they're doing and what they want and all these things. But people are also very closed off in their ability to consider what they have to give up, or what they have to change, or how they have to look inward in order to make that adjustment, right? To truly be who and where, to truly be who you want to be, where you want to be, get where you want to go, it requires something of you. And that's the part I think that people don't get. Because you want to do it the way you want to do it, how you want to do it, with your own belief system, and not realize that it is going to cost you something to do that thing. And very likely doing that thing is not, you're not going to be able to do it the way you thought you were going to be able to do it, or how you thought you were going to be able to do it. And that the cash in is very different than what you think it is. The cash into that life, the cash into that bigger thing is bigger thinking, and being more open, and having a different sense of curiosity and a different level of openness and ability to say, I don't have all the answers, and ability to say, it may not be the way that I thought it would be, or being open to consider that there's another way, there's another thought process, there's another consideration. And I think that's what so many people lack. And I'm so thankful that in this journey, and me as a person, I learned a long time ago, like, I didn't have all the answers. I never claimed to have all the answers. I was one of the first people in the room that would say, if I didn't know, I didn't know. And I felt like there was always a lot of power in admitting that I didn't know something, versus playing this role that I had all the answers when I knew I didn't have all the answers. And so I was okay. I've always been okay not having all the answers. Happy Sunday.